Hey everyone, and welcome back to Filmflix. Today, we're diving into 10 absolutely spectacular films that represent the very best of what modern cinema has to offer. We've got everything from mind-bending historical epics to animation that'll make your jaw drop. And let me tell you, each one of these picks is a verified banger. These aren't just movies, they're experiences that stuck with me for days, weeks, even years after the credits rolled.
Money flows freely here now.
I do love that money, sir.
Picture this, 1920s Oklahoma, where the discovery of oil has made the native Osage Nation incredibly wealthy, and consequently, targets. This film immerses you in a marriage filled with unsettling tension, where every loving gesture might conceal a dark secret. What absolutely blew me away was how the director frames this sprawling story of systematic greed as an intimate, heartbreaking relationship drama. The performances are next level, with Leonardo DiCaprio delivering one of the most fascinatingly ambiguous characters of his career, and Lily Gladstone saying volumes with just her eyes in scenes that will leave you emotionally devastated. At over 3 hours, it's an investment, but one that pays off in profound ways that'll haunt you long after watching. This is filmmaking on an epic scale with a deeply human soul. This sweeping masterpiece is Martin Scorsese's Killers of the Flower Moon. Now let's jet off to the French Alps for a mystery that'll have you playing detective right up to the final moment. A writer's husband is found dead. Was it suicide or something more sinister? What unfolds is a riveting courtroom drama that's less about forensics and more about the forensic dissection of a marriage. The genius here is how the film makes you jury member, constantly shifting your perspective as new evidence and testimonies emerge. I found myself changing my mind about what really happened multiple times, and days later, I was still turning over certain scenes in my head. The lead performance is absolutely mesmerizing, conveying so much while revealing so little. It's a brilliant exploration of truth, perspective, and how we can never fully know what goes on behind closed doors. For one of the most intellectually satisfying viewing experiences in recent memory, you need to see Anatomy of a Fall. Prepare yourself for perhaps the most chilling film on this list, one that finds horror not in what it shows, but in what it doesn't. This historical drama presents the domestic life of a Nazi commandant and his family living right next to Auschwitz. The surreal normalcy of their everyday existence, gardening, children playing, tea parties, is juxtaposed against the constant, muffled sounds of the atrocities happening just over the wall. The film never shows the violence directly, making the sound design the true star here. I have to admit, I found this one of the most emotionally draining viewing experiences of my life, but also incredibly important. It's a film about complicity, about the banality of evil, and about the walls we build, both literal and metaphorical. The family's willful ignorance will make your skin crawl in a way no traditional horror movie ever could. This unsettling masterpiece is Jonathan Glazer's The Zone of Interest.
I am Bella Baxter, and there is a world
Okay,
to enjoy.
let's switch gears completely with perhaps the most wildly original and delightfully bizarre film I've seen in years. Imagine if Frankenstein was reimagined as a feminist coming-of-age story with the killer sense of humor. A young woman is brought back to life by an eccentric scientist, and we follow her extraordinary journey of discovery as she experiences a world with the rapidly developing mind of a child in an adult's body. The production design is like a surreal, candy-colored dream, one of the most visually inventive films I've ever witnessed. Emma Stone gives what might be the performance of her career, fully committing to the physical and emotional transformation of a woman learning what it means to be alive. There are scenes here that are simultaneously hilarious, deeply moving, and visually spectacular, a combination very few films could pull off. Get ready for a truly unique cinematic experience with Poor Things.
Gardner! I did it! I got the gig!
Now for something completely different. An animated film that might just change how you think about, well, existence itself. What if your soul had to find its way back to your body before you could fulfill your big musical breakthrough? That's the premise of this stunning Pixar film that tackles life's biggest questions with incredible warmth, humor, and visual creativity. The way the film visualizes abstract concepts like the Great Before and the Zone is some of the most breathtaking animation I've ever seen. As a jazz lover, I especially appreciated how the film uses music not just as background, but as a central character. It's a movie that made me laugh, sure, but it also hit me with profound moments about what makes life worth living. And not in a preachy way, but in a genuine staring at the ceiling after it ends kind of way. This beautiful journey is Pixar's soul.
Who was that guy?
That brother was the best damn soldier.
Next up, a Spike Lee joint that combines war drama, heist thriller, and powerful social commentary in a way only he can pull off. African-American Vietnam veterans return to the country decades later to retrieve both the remains of their squad leader and the treasure they buried during the war. The film seamlessly shifts between present-day adventure and wartime flashbacks, creating a powerful exploration of how trauma echoes across decades. Delroy Lindo delivers a career-best performance that's just electrifying to watch. There's one monologue directed straight at the camera that gave me chills. It's both a thrilling treasure hunt and a poignant examination of the black soldier's experience in America, making it one of the most compelling and underseen war films in recent years. Don't miss this explosive drama, The Five Bloods.
Don't you think it's about time to party? Tonight is a chance for us to reflect.
Imagine being a fly on the wall for one of the most fascinating hypothetical gatherings in 20th century history. After Cassius Clay defeats Sonny Liston to become heavyweight champion, he celebrates with Malcolm X, Sam Cooke, and Jim Brown in a Miami hotel room. What follows is not a wild party, but instead a night of intense, passionate conversation about fame, responsibility, race, and the civil rights movement. The chemistry between the four lead actors is phenomenal. They completely disappear into these iconic roles. I felt like I was right there in that room with them, listening to these towering figures debate their place in history. It's a talky film, yes, but the dialogue crackles with such intelligence and passion that the time flies by. For a masterclass in acting and a fascinating what-if scenario, check out Regina King's One Night in Miami.
All America's industrial might and scientific innovation connected here.
Now let's talk about a cinematic event that absolutely dominated the award season, and for good reason. This biographical thriller about the father of the atomic bomb is structured like a political thriller, with all the tension and dread of a horror film. The Trinity test sequence is one of the most overwhelming cinematic experiences I've had in a theater. The silence, then the light, then that incredible sound design that literally shook my seat. Cillian Murphy's performance is a marvel of subtlety and internal conflict, and the supporting cast, especially Robert Downey Jr. in a career-defining role, is perfection across the board. What amazed me most was how a 3-hour talky period piece felt more intense and gripping than most action blockbusters. Experience the breathtaking Oppenheimer.
My name's Miles Morales.
Speaking of groundbreaking cinema, this next pick literally changed how I thought animation could do. In a multiverse of endless spider people, a Brooklyn teen named Miles Morales struggles to embrace his new powers and become his own kind of hero. The animation style is a revelation. It looks like a living comic book with thought bubbles, panel transitions, and dots that make every frame a work of art. But beyond the stunning visuals, it's the heart that really makes this special. Miles' journey of self-discovery is so genuine and relatable, with family dynamics that feel real and heartfelt. There's a particular scene involving a leap of faith that might be the most beautifully animated and emotionally resonant moment I've seen in any superhero movie ever. This spectacular adventure is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. And finally, we have a genre-defying South Korean masterpiece that made history at the Oscars. Two families, one wealthy, one struggling to get by, become entangled in a relationship that's not what it appears to be. To say more would ruin the incredible journey this film takes you on. What starts off as a sharp social satire gradually morphs into something much more tense, unpredictable, and ultimately devastating. The director masterfully controls the tone, seamlessly shifting from laugh-out-loud funny to edge-of-your-seat suspenseful. There's a particular sequence involving a flood that serves as one of the most brilliant visual metaphors for class inequality I've ever seen. This unforgettable cinematic game changer is Bong Joon-ho's Parasite. And there you have it, friends. I'd love to hear which of these films are your personal favorites or which ones you're most excited to check out. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's get a conversation going about what makes these movies so special. If you enjoyed this video and want more curated movie recommendations, please do hit that like button and subscribe to Filmflix for more content like this every week. Share this with a friend who needs to expand their watch list. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, keep watching great films. Bye, guys.